driving through Lombardy in the north of Italy. The area is known worldwide for the production of women's socks and tights. The industrial district is the world leader for production and export. Its history dates back decades, and its major boost happened in the 60s and 70s. Today, there are about 250 companies based in this industrial district, but the recent economic crisis has hit hard.
The worst moment for us, for this industrial district, was in 2011-2012, when we had the climax of the difficulties due to the Italian, European and the world crisis.
The
difficulties the district has had, for the most part, have been overcome thanks to its strength, pizzazz and technical values.
Not everyone did well, though. Many companies were forced to close, while others relocated to Eastern Europe. Italian companies still blame a sluggish recovery on bureaucracy, the credit crunch and European laws.
We have
obstacles, rules, and you don't know how to respect them. Sometimes respecting rules you do not need is tough. So instead, you just have to focus on production, on selling, on making a turnover and collecting a profit.
In the last year and a half, investments are up. It's a sign of a renewed dynamic that will open the door to a fresh chapter in the history of this district.
I'm doing a job started by my mother, my father and my uncles. Everybody kept telling me, "You've got your company in your blood." At school, teachers kept saying, "He thinks too much about his socks." I hope the new generation, my children, will be able to carry forward with strong, original ideas. If they believe in the project, it will take off.
One of the largest steel processing companies in Italy and the world is Marcegaglia. Its founder, Stanio Marcegaglia, built it from scratch in 1959. Like other companies operating in international markets characterized by a dynamic capitalism, Marcegaglia managed to brush off the crisis, growing stronger.
We made huge investments just before and during the crisis. We grew because of this, even though that growth was more modest compared with previous years. It was slightly higher than the general growth.
The biggest victim of the crisis of the last decade was industry. Particularly in Italy, the financial collapse was on a huge scale. But did the government deal with it the right way, with the best industrial policies?
Direi che negli ultimi anni
I would say that in recent years, the action taken by this government in terms of Industry 4.0, for example, tax exemption investments, are important incentives for the industry's recovery. But they are quite recent and focus into the future. I would say that in the last years, the budget deficit control policy and Italy's new credibility in Europe have really helped to make a more favorable macroeconomic context for Italian industry.
Macroeconomico italiano che di rapporto diretto con l'impresa, ma credo anche che sia giusto così.
Italy remains the second European industrial power, 7th worldwide, and figures suggest economic recovery is well on its way, even though bank credit is still very depressed. Antonio Marcegaglia is positive, though.
Papà iniziò nel 1959 da zero, figlio.
My father began in 1959 from zero. He came from a very poor family. Certainly, at that time, the context of an Italian and European recovery helped the growth and the building of this empire. Today it would be more difficult, but I think the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur, imagination, innovation and ability to calculate risks are valid all the time.
Valgano un po' in tutte le epoche.